Hello, Irene Smith here again. And although I had said we were going to go back to that modern build and continue with that, um, going to do something a little bit different. We are going to have four property tour and sale uh, sections. And the first one is this one, which was originally called, it was the house after the flood. And it's actually one of the smaller, less expensive starter houses. And I wanted to see what I could do differently. I'm tired of doing the same configuration, especially since I've done some of these beginning houses so many times. I was really getting tired of doing the same configuration over and over again. So we're here at the entrance to the property, and I want to show you around. First, obviously, we've got some flowers, lots and lots of flowers. And yeah, I know I'm getting boring with the English garden, but in this case, I wanted to try and get as much of a increase from the garden as possible because these houses don't normally give you a lot of profit. So we've got here, what I did was, this was actually part of the house. You're not allowed to build on this property, but what I was able to do was to move the entrance back the way I did here. And with those, you see the little doorway things. Now, the interesting thing about it, however, is the fact that because this is considered inside, I can actually use regular inside lights. So we've got that. We've also got those. And let's go inside. This is actually an inside wall. It was built. And the door works fine. It's a floor to ceiling door, which is nice. So it only meant leaving a gap in the wall. And here we are with the kitchen. I used the snowman set again. And the tall snowman hanging cabinets. Stove has a cooker hood, and this is also a snowman refrigerator. I figured, why not? Okay, over here we have a sort of a living room area with a nice painting on the wall. I got another painting over here and a nice TV. It's actually the smallest TV there is. And there's no dining room, but there is a counter here that you can sit and eat at. We've got our coffee station, which is extremely important. And let's go back and do these three doors. And I'm thinking the office problem is a real thing, because when we come in here, you'll see that this is an office that is considered a home library. I can't seem to get, I put the exact minimum amount of furniture in here that was listed as making a room into an office, and it said room. So I added a bookcase and it said home library. So that's what we got here, a home library. And I thought perhaps the fact that I used a rug, which I think is from the workshop, I made sure to put a picture as well, because it says rug or picture, but it didn't matter. On the other hand, it is a nice looking office for those of us who will concede that this is indeed an office. These windows are all Sanmy, Sanmy. And where those, when the default values for them are to have black, but with red wood in the areas where I have light wood. I think it looks better that way for this installation. This is the bathroom, and it's as small as it can possibly be, um, just because there wasn't a lot of extra room in the house. But we have a tub, we have a toilet, and we have a sink. It may not be a fancy sink, but it's a sink. And through this door is the bedroom, which I wanted to allow space for. And we have the one wall with the leaves, the jungle wallpaper, they call it, and the rest in this pretty dark green. And if you open the curtains here, you'll see that there is a yard outside. Now, but the curtains are the kind that open and close, and I happen to like those a lot. There's also a place to sit here and read a book if you want to. And that's pretty much the house. It's a very small house. Now, I put another of those floor-to-ceiling doors back here and brings us out into the garden. The garden has a decorative area here, and those trees, which unfortunately kind of disappear against the background. We got lots of flowers, lots of roses. We have some vines. We have a little gazebo over here with a table under it. We have a koi pond, two very large bushes over here, and a little bench with some flowers. On the other side, we've got this pergola here with a table also, and this bench with some flowers on either side, and another koi pond. And that's pretty much it. That's the whole darn property. I really like the way this came out. I think it looks nice. It may not get the kind of return on a dollar that I would love to have, but let's see what happens. We will submit it for the garden contest. Not too bad. I don't know what's missing, but we got a 45% increase, and I'll take that. And now let's put it on auction. Well, it's not horrible. Let's see if I can get them up to 75. And if they don't, I still made a profit. So, and they bought it. So that is the end of that one. I think the Jantart family, let's see what their complaints were. Too many rooms? Too many rooms? How could there possibly be two? There's 3 rooms. But they're happy about the books, that it's clean, that there's a bathroom, a couple plants, and I had more plants than 2. And the house is very clean. So, let's see. There was something I wanted to look at over here. Oh well. We are going to take the offer. There's actually less rooms in this house than there were when I bought it. Well, that's a nice after, huh? Anyway, that's number one. And next, we are going to look at the house called, the property called the one to move in, which represents Monica and Rachel's apartment in Friends, but you wouldn't recognize it as such now. Let's go inside. First of all, we've got a table here with a roast and some plates. I probably should have put out silverware, but hey. Now, this kitchen, and it doesn't seem to count as a kitchen, but it sure looks nice. These cabinets and appliances, other than the Keurig, are all named. Ugh, I am so sorry. They're all named with a prefix of TS4. And TS4, as I'm sure you know, is The Sims 4. So, however, unfortunately, the game doesn't count these as kitchen appliances or counters or anything else, so this is not a kitchen. But it's a nice looking room all the same. I love the fact that that cabinet, the tall one, has stuff in it. There are dishes, there are whatever, some recipe books, I guess. Anyway, so we've got these are half walls from the workshop, and they make a nice divider between the kitchen and the living room. We've got a bulletin board over here on the wall, some chicken soup on the stove and some veggies cooking, mashed potatoes and gravy over here. And here we've got the obligatory, for me, coffee station. I'll get coffee and then the world. I wish. Okay, so over here, I did keep the Silly Cat poster, which I assume refers to Phoebe's character, Phoebe, Lisa Kudrow, her song Silly Cat, Smelly Cat. Blech, I almost said it wrong. Okay, so over here, something that Friends would not have had, a big screen TV. I don't think the flat screen TVs were out yet when Friends went off the air, or at least they weren't the thing. We've got some magazines here, a remote control for the TV. I kind of like this poster. It brings out the purple in the background wall. Over here, we've got a big plant. We've got a little desk and a wedding picture. Maybe this is after Monica married Chandler. And another painting over here. There actually is a building, or used to be. There used to be a building that looked a lot like that in the town I live in, and the little street and the whole bit. Now, I think it represents the Flatiron Building in New York City, which I believe is more than 3 stories tall. But the one in my town was 3 stories, and it looked like that. So, over here, we've got a bedroom, the TV, and a video game console, and a bookcase, slightly different than the ones I usually use. For some reason, I could not put anything on the second area from the left, on the next to the top, the one empty spot. It's fairly obvious. For some reason, I could not line anything up to put it there. And over here, we've got video game controllers on both nightstands and some lamps. Big plant. I love that plant. Speaking of plants, there was and this was one of the Sims 4 imported objects in the workshop. it was a hanging plant that would hang from the ceiling. And once it was there, you couldn't remove it. You couldn't move it. You couldn't sell it. I even tried burning it with the flamethrower and it wouldn't burn. So I ended up going to the workshop and unsubscribing from that object and letting it be deleted and sold that way. In here, we've got another bedroom. I love that dragon on the wall. Some lights. Oh, yeah, a Nintendo blah. I even have one, and I can't think. I just can't think. Um, and a TV on the wall. I'll save you the time. There are no owls in this apartment. They didn't like it here. Some makeup and stuff. Switch. It's a switch, right? Yeah. And an iPhone. Can't believe I couldn't think of the name of that object. And the lights. Kind of like the ceiling fan, although it's sort of big for this room. Okay, we're back out in the living room area. Love that clock. Over here, we've got a pillow and a telescope and a notebook to take notes in and a book on astronomy, just to prove that this isn't for watching the people across the way. No naked guys around here. In here is the bathroom. I think it looks nice. I love this purple, lavender, lilac, whatever you want to call it. We've got a bathrobe and some towels, some air freshener, and I really like this tub. It would be cool if you could make it so the curtains opened and closed. But other than that, I really like that tub. And that's pretty much it. I did get rid of when I bought the apartment, by the way. So I got rid of all the windows and replaced them with these floor to ceiling windows, which is cool. But my original intention was to open this up and put a balcony outside the window, and it will not allow you to. Apparently you can't do that in an apartment. But let's see what we can get for the place. I really like that kitchen. I haven't really been working on it for 4.5 hours, by the way. More like 2 at the most. Anyway, put it on auction. He's too cheap, this Chang Choi. Wow, they're offering less than I paid for the apartment in the first place. What? What are you, out of your mind? Why would they? Gee. All right, I want more money. I want to at least break even. You don't buy it? Well, tough. Cool, I'll take it. At least I made a whole $360. Isn't that exciting? Wow, that is the lowest that I have had in the way of profits in this game in a long time. Well, let's take it. Excuse me. I think this place looks pretty darn good. Maybe if I'd been more efficient and hadn't had to buy and sell things. I don't know. obviously I was way too extravagant with the way too extravagant with my purchases here. But hey, it's gone. I made a profit, even though it's a ridiculously small one. I could maybe go out to dinner and celebrate. Well, I could go to a really nice place for dinner and celebrate, but still, not much. Okay, that's it for this one. So, another house tour. This is the picturesque loft. I made the entryway into a real entryway with some fish and some furniture to sit on and a place to sit and take your shoes off. And this wasn't planned ahead of time, but I used a lot of red and black in this place. Red, black, and gray or dark gray. I still can't see this rug without thinking of my mom's house when I was a little girl. And we come inside and we have on the left a living room, TV, DVD player, amplifier, and speakers. And thanks to the amplifier and speakers, this whole downstairs is a home cinema. Okay, house flipper, if you say so. The kitchen is all mauve dark. I think dark wooden, and then I picked black wood and black granite for the tops. We've got a counter here, a kitchen island with some breakfast served up, oatmeal with fruit on it, and coffee. And oh, look, it's coffee o'clock. By the way, I didn't mention Snow White and Rapunzel over here on the wall. Those are from the workshop. Then over here we have a dining room. And I really didn't feel like buying another scaffolding to get up there and change those lights. So I put a big light in the middle of the table. And over here we've got a sideboard, and I didn't fill it up with stuff. Oh well. Let's go upstairs. Now, this is actually an open loft when you buy it, and I tore down all of the walls inside on this loft level and then walled it off from the outside. Feels to me like you should have a little privacy in your bedroom. I don't know. Maybe I'm being silly. Anyway, when we come in the bedroom here, as everything downstairs was red and black, we've got some green and some lighter woods up here. We've got a wardrobe with some clothing in it. The bed is from the workshop, by the way, and so is this old-fashioned TV, and I couldn't resist it because it has I Love Lucy on it. Some books in the bookshelf. And I thought that this was a really stunning picture. I know it's huge, but it almost makes you feel like you're out under the, I guess, gazebo. Anyhow, over here we've got a desk area and a computer. And this is washo tape and other supplies for doing a bullet journal, I believe. We've got the computer router up here and some documents. And then in here, the bathroom was originally downstairs, but I opened up that downstairs and put the bathroom up here. I think it's rather nice looking. It's, got all the things that you need, including extra toilet paper, some vitamins. Up here we've got muscle rub, some prescription drug medicines, and some air freshener, and some body lotion. So for the longest time, the top person of interest was the Dan something or other. Oh, what the heck is his name? Dolan Trusk. But now this time it actually is the Jantart family who's at the top of the list. So, oh, and I also put in the sewing machine over here. Maybe that's why Dolan lost interest. I don't know. But we've got the sewing machine and some supplies, pins and needles, thread, scissors. Anyway, all in all, I think it came out pretty well. And I am going to go downstairs. As I said, I walled this off. This was all open. I considered completely changing the stairs and maybe moving it over to the other side or something, but it would not let me sell them. I did replace all the windows, and I added windows on this side. This was all a solid wall, and I added the windows because it makes an interesting view out that window, actually. I think I will take a picture of it. Okay, so that's the property. This is the second for this Friday. Oh, I never noticed that before. You see the fountain in the middle of the park across the street? Yep, this is a nice place. I was going to buy some more pet things, but I didn't. So that's it. Let's see what we can get. Go out here. By the way, I noticed Mousy has used these doors, and they do look awfully nice when you make them all wood like this. So that's it. Let's sell. At first, when I first bought the property and was starting to redo it, the Johnson family was at the top of the list. And I thought, really? Well, it's not a huge profit, but it's a reasonable amount of profit. Um, just for the fun of it, I'm going to ask for a little bit more. I wish I had an idea of how big an increase you could negotiate. Oh, they didn't even hesitate. Wow. Okay, so 57,000. I'll take it. What the heck? And that is that one. So I will have it. You see how it was open? I will have at least one more of these for you. And I hope you enjoy it. This is the last of my 4 for Friday flips, 4 for Friday tours. We're going to tour this house. It's called the House for Celebration, and it was originally decorated for the Day of the Dead, or it could easily pass for Halloween decorations as well, because we have a lot of jack-o'-lanterns and so on. Okay, well, we've replaced that with Christmas, as you can see. We have a wreath here. We have a nice kitchen, and there's lots of cookies around. Here's some reindeer cookies. Some more are about to be baked. And where did the rest of them go? I had several. Oh well. We've got cookies here and here. This is Santa's bag. Santa's got a, oh well. Anyway, got a fireplace with stockings hung by the chimney with care, some small artificial trees, a gingerbread house, and a Santa. Under the tree, there are lots of packages. And over here, we've got hot cocoa to drink before the fire. This is a bedroom, as I'm sure you figured out. The I chose this purple because, well, you all know by now, if you've been watching my videos for any length of time, that purple is my favorite color. And nice fireplace, right? Nice cozy room. Then here we've got a bathroom, which is pink. Yeah, pink. But I still think it's pretty. It's not too much. In here is another bedroom, and this one has, I believe this wallpaper is called Ugly Christmas Sweater, but everything in here is red except for this one blanket that's green. We've got gray wood on everything, and curtains are also red and gold. I kind of like that rug, although I'm not entirely sure it's appropriate where I put it. It might be better in a different place. And by the way, in case you didn't notice when I showed you before, this whole set is from the workshop table and chairs, and it's different. And mostly what I was after was things that are different. Okay, so if we go back out here, we've got a barbecue grill and a pizza oven, so you can guess what kind of garden this is. And I did all the woods out here in redwood or cherry. Over here we have a comfy place to sit and talk with a table and a candle in a jar. There's lots of ornamental grass. There's a nice swimming pool over here. Some chairs to sit on. And here is our home gym. I used these half walls around it because I thought that would be, doesn't really, I probably could not bother, but okay. Tree with some lavender around it, and you'll notice I have lots of conifers everywhere. And I think that's pretty much it. This is really a very, it's funny, physically it's reasonably sized, but it doesn't seem that big somehow. By the way, the walls, the outside walls were painted rather than finished with wood siding or stone siding or anything else. Partly because I wanted to just get it done. And if you paint outside, you have a paint sprayer, and you can actually even do the upper part of the walls without having to climb on a ladder. So let us do the garden competition. We're going to try for an American garden for a change. Again, not too terrible. Not as good as I would have liked. I don't know what I'm missing in the way of equipment. I thought I had it all. But 45% increase is not bad. And now we will put it on auction. Are you ready? I actually thought the Smiths might be the ones to buy it, but I wasn't paying attention to who was at the top of the list there. You've got to be kidding. The Family Johnson. Okay, what do we want? Yeah, they want now there are at least two bedrooms. There is certainly a big comfortable bed. You don't have anywhere to cook. There's a kitchen. That's what it's for, cooking. There's a refrigerator, there's a stove, all the things you need to have in a kitchen. So, how is, I mean, I get the family room thing because I wasn't decorating for children. Okay, I think that we are going to ask, oh no, that's not what I meant to do. We're going to ask for, they'll probably say no, but no, they accept. It's a very small profit considering that the garden competition profit was 36,000 and I only have 34,000. Oh well. This has not been a particularly productive financially uh, set of flips, but we'll accept it. I don't know what happens. It seems all of a sudden that I'm getting much smaller offers than I was. And I don't know if it's a change in the game or a change in the way I'm decorating. But there we go. Four flips for a Friday. I hope you enjoyed that. And I look forward to seeing you again on Monday when we will go back to the modern home and continue to work there. So have a great weekend, and I'll see you Monday. Don't forget, subscribe, like my videos, share them with your friends, and please comment. Please comment. I really want to hear what you have to say, what you think, what you've seen, what you would like to see. And now we're back at my place. So, see you Monday.